Good day, everyone. My name is Anacil A. Labiga. Before I proceed to my 5 chosen discussion on our previous lessons, I will share first my brief discussions about this subject, about purposive communication. So when we say purposive communication is about writing, speaking, and presenting to different audience and for various purposes like oral communication, impromptu, speeches, or others. Purposive communication is a 3-unit course that develops students to communicative competence and enhance their cultural and intercultural awareness through multimodal tasks that provides them opportunity for communicating effectively and appropriately to a multicultural audience in a local or global context. And also, it equips students with tools for critical evaluation of a variety of texts and focuses on the power of language and the impact of images to emphasize the importance of conveying the message responsibility. The knowledge, skills, and insight that students gain from this course may be used in their other academic endeavors, their chosen disciplines, and their future career as decomposed and produce relevant oral, written, audiovisual, and or web-based output for various purposes. The first topic that I choose on my previous lessons is all about communication process. There are two primary forms of communication process, verbal and non-verbal. The relation with verbal communication to the education, people express their thoughts, ideas, and feelings through spoken or written language. Nonverbal communication uses other methods such as body language, including facial expression, gestures, and more. So, verbal communication includes short talk discussion, like a jokes, ideas, and so forth. Nonverbal communication skills include body language, the use of the eye contact, the distance standards with the students, touch, and hearing. These two communication skills must always hand by teachers to create a quality learning. My second chosen topics is all about the communication or global communication. So the relation or important in education, globalization, it is the ability to move and communicate easily with others all over the world in order to conduct business internationally. So in today's world, globalization is an important concept for students in higher education to understand and appreciate because of the demand in the business and industry to hire people who can work with people of other nations and cultures, and if I need, we can travel independently internationally to promote their business or industry. In addition, the world faces global challenges that will take interdisciplinary group to solve these challenges, providing access to clean water for everyone on this providing planet, and making clean, renewable energy affordable, just to name a few. These global challenges will need to be solved through the gathering and sharing of knowledge across discipline, institution, and other entitled institution on a global scale. Creating meaningful relationships that work globally is in itself. So challenging in this chapter, we will look at global challenges. The name make up of model collaborative international themes. The importance of teaching globalization in higher education, how to best teach globalization, and discuss best practices in these areas. So my third chosen topics on my previous lessons is all about the local and global communication. So the relation or importance students approach this task interculturally from their own local perspective and by adopting an alternative global view. How would a teenager from a diverse cultural background face this topic? What are the possible similarities and differences between the two contexts? In this framework, even the formulation of hypotheses demand serious research skills and open-mindedness, so welcome any student suggestion. Prompting our students to develop their inquiry in local and global contexts, especially if they can be linked with real-life issues, can challenge their pre-existing representations on several matters and concepts which help them to recognize their understanding on the basis of a universal, internationally minded perspective. So my fourth chosen topic on my previous lesson is all about the communication, aids, and strategies. So being able to communicate is vital to being an effective educator. Communication not only conveys information, but it encourages effort, modifies attitudes, and stimulates thinking. Without it, and stereotype and stimulates thinking. Without, messages become distorted and learning is still failed. This is the fourth chosen lessons discussion on my previous topics is all about the communication aids and strategies. So communication aids and strategies is being able to communicate is vital to being effective educator. Communications not only conveys information but it encourages efforts, modifies attitude, and stimulates thinking. Without it, stereotypes develop messages become distorted, and learning is stifled. Communication serves five major purposes: to inform, to express feelings, to imagine, to influence, and to meet social expectation. Each of these purposes is reflected in a form of communication. The last and the fifth chosen topic on my previous lesson is using tools and technology. So it's very important in education to the task using true technology because technology has taken over the world in these past decades. Its rapid development has made a huge impact on each aspect of life. And yes, communication, but how huge it is impact in communication. Using tools of technology. Multimedia is a content that uses a combination of different content forms such as text, audio, images, animations, video, and interactive content. Multimedia contrasts with media that use only rudimentary computer displays such as text only or traditional forms of printed or hand-produced material. The fifth and the last chosen topics on my previous lessons is all about using tools and technology. So it's very important in education to do the task using true technology because technology has taken over the world in these past decades. Its rapid development has made a huge impact on each aspect of our life. Yes, communication, but how huge it is impact in our communication. Using tool of technology. Multimedia is a content that uses a combination of different content forms such as a text, audio, images, different content form such as texting, audio, images, animation, video, and interactive content. Like for example nowadays, like Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Messenger, YouTube. It is example of technology that multimedia. So multimedia contrasts with media that use only rudimentary computer displays such as text only or traditional forms of printed hands-produced material. So therefore, I encourage and challenge to all my classmates, not only to my classmates, usually to all persons or to all students. We should apply their gain a lot of knowledge from this subject for a safe place to build upon their communication skills. This should work with a variety of sources before adjusting information in their final product. And also I will remind that it is very important their final product that can applying it in every days of our lives. Like what I said, a person who is aware of his strengths and weaknesses can put in the required efforts to improve communication skills. Confidence is another vital aspect of a good communication. A person may know the subject and yet not communicate adequately if he lacks confidence. Simplicity in messaging is indispensable for good communication, as assimilation of the messages is directly proportional to clarity of the presentation. I always remind it of my classmates that they need to use everything they have learned in this subject, which is purposive communication, so that they will not have difficulty facing every trial that may go through. And they also have the ability to face however they can talk, so that they will not have difficulty facing everyone they can talk to. Good communication enables students to assimilate more from the learning and process by empowering them to ask relevant questions and discuss them. And I encourage them that the effective communication in the classroom creates safe environment, encourage teamwork, don't stand at the front of the classroom, use some active listening exercises, be sure to give positive feedback. How does purposive communication guide a student in defining and enhancing their communication skills and develop their confidence in delivering speech, others speaking? It also improves the writing and present skills convey relevant information needed. That's all my short blog discussion about on my previous topic in purposive communication. I hope that you will gain a lot of knowledge and learnings. That's all. Thank you. God bless us all. Bye-bye.